Hello, everybody. Yes, this is a pre-recorded video. I'm not live at the moment. I usually, this isn't really my forte. I don't really do pre-recorded videos that often, but I wanted to do one because this is big news. This is really, really big news, and we haven't had something happen like this probably since the assassination of Reagan, I believe. Or the attempted assassination, I mean. So this is big, and this is going to have a lot of ripple effects, to say the least. So I just wanted to go over it, review the facts of what's going on, and the conservative response to it, and then talk about how this will impact the election and what steps I want my audience to take next, because things are going to get pretty ugly. So, Donald Trump was shot. You probably already know that if you've been paying any attention at all and don't live under a rock. This is the famous picture that's been going around, especially in conservative circles. You will be seeing this picture again and again and again, so it will not leave your head. It will not leave your eyesight. Elon Musk has gone so far. Can you please? Elon Musk has gone so far as to fully endorse Donald Trump because of the shooting, a move that I believe is pretty silly. Just because somebody gets shot doesn't mean that they necessarily will make a good candidate. Republicans don't really care. Elon Musk was already going to support Donald Trump. I fully believe that, but this has only galvanized their base, made them a lot more fervent, and potentially a lot more dangerous, really. But Elon Musk does have a lot of pull on the right, and in general, with centrists and whatnot. So it's dangerous. It's bad news for us that he and others are endorsing Trump as a result of this, like fully and openly. It's not good. Let's see. What else do I got? So, here's the immediate response from conservatives. From Brooklyn Dad, he says, "Good morning and happy Sunday to everyone who agrees that GOP reps Mike Collins and Lauren Boebert and JD Vance are disgusting for blaming President Biden for the shooting, since the president condemns political violence, especially gun violence." He says again, it is the gun. So the reason I pulled this tweet up is just to show you guys. Mike Collins here said Joe Biden sent the orders. JD Vance says today is not some isolated incident. The central premise of the Biden campaign is that President Donald Trump is an authoritarian fascist who must be stopped at all costs. That rhetoric led directly to President Trump's attempted assassination. So as you can see, they're taking this very well, very normal. President Biden had nothing to do with the shooting, as we all know, but the conservatives are going to try to spin this regardless of what news drops about the shooter, which we have some more information about the shooter, which we'll get into in a second. But first, I want to go over what Lauren Boebert said, because I haven't watched this yet.
I believe that much of the rhetoric from the left has escalated to this moment. Just last week, we saw Joe Biden trying to excuse his poor performance at the debate and get that behind him and say, now we need to put Trump in a bullseye. President Trump was literally put in a bullseye.
So this is referencing, Biden did say that we need to put Trump in a bullseye. That is something that he said. Very, very unfortunate timing. It doesn't mean that he has anything to do with the shooting, though. That was just rhetoric that he was using.
Bullseye after the president of the United States, the sitting president of the United States, called for him to be put in a bullseye.
I'd like to clarify what you just said. Do you believe that President Joe Biden bears any responsibility for what happened today, or does the responsibility for the shooting lie with the shooter?
I do believe that Joe Biden is responsible for the shooting today. Kyle Clark, an innocent supporter of President Trump, someone who loved President Trump and was there exercising their right to support him, lost their life today. Everyone who has called him a fascist, everyone who has called him a threat to democracy, who said that he should be put in a bullseye, as Joe Biden said, they need to have some very deep reflection tonight before another tragedy like this takes place.
All right, so like I said, very normal takes from the conservatives. Like I said, Joe Biden has nothing to do with this shooting. But we do know more information about the shooter. SDL posted this, so we have a timeline of the shooter's identity. In 2021, the shooter donated to Progressive PAC. In October 2021, the shooter registered as a Republican. In 2022, he voted Republican, and in 2024, just yesterday, he died wearing a right-wing gun YouTuber t-shirt, the Demolition Ranch specifically. And you can see the little, I didn't pull up the channel, but you can see it down here. So you can see the picture of the guy right here. I don't have a full picture of him, but you've probably seen it going around. He is white. He is probably cishet, if I had to guess, and he is a Republican. Now, why does all that matter? Well, this is a result of Republicans throwing, fanning this flame, if you will. They've been throwing fuel on the fire for years and years, trying to, stir up their base, make them more violent, make them more politically violent, and this is the result. Now, why would a Republican go after Donald Trump? Well, we're speculating still about that right now, but what most people are saying, and this is not my idea, but what most people are saying is that he was trying to start a civil war. As we know, especially with the Boogaloo Boys, they want Civil War II Electric Boogaloo. That's why they call themselves that. They're not involved in this in any way, but they are a right-wing political movement, and that's exactly why they call themselves the Boogaloo Boys. And I feel like that's worth bringing up. They've been really hoping for a civil war. I mean, you've been seeing Tim Pool post about civil war here and there. In the fallout of this, they're talking about how the war is starting. They're bloodthirsty animals. They're bloodthirsty animals. So I fully believe that this was an attempt to start the Civil War. And he probably knew that an attempted assassination on Donald Trump would be a lot more likely to stir up the gun lovers, the gun freaks, than would a assassination attempt on Biden. Okay? So that's why he would go after Trump instead. I would like to remind everybody that the conservatives do not give a singular fuck about political violence. In fact, they endorse it and celebrate it openly. This is from Merrick. Do not let conservatives cry crocodile tears about civility right now. Trump's own son mocked Paul Pelosi being attacked, and they all followed suit. So this is from Donald Trump Jr. Got my Paul Pelosi Halloween costume ready, and this is, of course, in reference to Paul Pelosi being attacked by a maniac with a hammer. He was almost killed, and it was very scary. It's incredibly scary. Somebody broke into their house and tried to assassinate him with a hammer. Assassinate Nancy Pelosi, really, is what they were trying to do, but Nancy Pelosi was out of the house, and so they ended up getting her husband. This was their response. Here's another response from Donald Trump himself.
And we'll stand up to crazy Nancy Pelosi who ruined San Francisco. How's her husband doing, by the way? Anybody know?
Very good, very good.
And she's against building a wall at our border, even though she has a wall around her house, which obviously didn't do a very good job.
So as you can see, they're very concerned about political violence. They're just hypocrites, man. They're just hypocrites. They don't care. They don't even care that the shooter was a Republican. They're not going to care about that. I don't think that it's going to be that relevant to the fervor that's going to take place in the fallout here. I think that they're going to try to spin this as the guy was a registered Republican because he was trying to pose as a Republican to make it seem like the Republicans were the bad guys here. But really, he's like an Antifa far left radical, right? He had long hair, which means that he was trans, right? So all kinds of bullshit's going to come out about this, regardless of what his actual identity was, regardless of what the facts were. They are going to spin this whatever way they can against the left and galvanize their base against you. Okay? You. And it's going to be very dangerous. I just wanted to also remind people the energy that they had after, school shootings.
But we'll have to get over it. We have to move forward.
So the reason that I bring this one up is because, obviously, eventually you have to move forward from things, but they don't really seem to give a singular fuck about school shootings. They certainly didn't care about Uvalde. People are talking about how God protected Donald Trump that day. They don't care that, people who are saying that are basically just spitting in the face of the Trump supporter that died yesterday, because that happened. Don't forget about that, right? And like I said, they're the ones that have been trying to push for less gun legislation, less gun control, and this is the result. And they've also been pushing for political violence forever. So this is entirely the Republicans' fault. Another example here, you can see they put on their Christmas cards, their families holding guns. This is Lauren Boebert's family. All guns. It's great. Underage people with guns. Very good. Very good. So, and just one more example of the dedication that they have to not endorsing political violence, of course. This is Joe Biden here. Very good, very good. So as you can see, they're dedicated to, like I said, I'm not even going to try to dress it up in sarcasm. I don't have the brain power for that right now. The main points, like I said, that I'm getting across is that this is all the conservatives' fault. It always was and always will be. They're the ones who push against gun control and legislation. They're the ones who push for political violence. And they're the ones who want to hurt you. They're coming after you, okay? And so in light of that, I encourage everybody in my audience to use your Second Amendment right to go and purchase firearms, train yourself with them if you can handle it, obviously. If you're, if you have any reason that you should not own a firearm or don't feel safe with them, then don't. But have some way to defend yourself. It is still unlikely that anything will come to your home specifically, but do you really want to take that chance? I'm in favor of gun control. I'm in favor of gun legislation. But as long as there's not gun legislation, strong laws that will actually, reduce gun violence and protect people, it would behoove you to have some form of protecting, some way to protect yourself. So buy guns. I would say update your passports. The same things that other leftists have been saying for a while now. I'm not adding really anything new in that regard, but I just want to remind everybody in my audience that this is big and this is going to have a lot of fallout, unfortunately. And I don't know what it's going to be yet. As far as the election results go, I don't know exactly how this is going to affect them, but what I do know is that this is going to probably pull out some people in favor of Trump. And Biden is flopping in the polls. So I'm not super hopeful about Biden's chances right now, unfortunately, especially in light of the shooting. It's going to really galvanize his base. It's really going to pull people out to support him, including some centrists probably. And Biden's not going to do much in response to that. So it's not looking good. It's really not looking good, guys. Like, this was not a good... I know, people joke here and there, political violence is good when it's against the person that I don't like, right? This is not good. What happened was not good. I also want to say for the record, I don't condone political violence. I don't want anybody in my audience doing it. If you do so, you'll be banned from everything. I will block you on everything. Don't do it. Do not endorse political violence. Okay? Don't do it. But yeah, this is not good, guys. So buy guns, update your passports, keep yourself safe, and we'll see what updates the future brings us, I guess. Stay safe out there, everybody.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more, hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload. If you enjoy my content, you enjoy what I do, I really appreciate any financial help that I can get. Go to youtube.com/AlecGunterTTV/join. You got some awesome benefits, such as seeing early videos, awesome emotes that you can use in the comments of YouTube videos, and a sweet badge next to your name. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'd really appreciate if you join. It is cheaper than the cost of a blowjob from your mom. So with all that being said, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.